Welcome to part 2 of making a lo-fi YouTube channel with AI. This is the second part where we're going to be doing image generation, and we're going to use Midjourney. And we're going to be creating this image right here, and I'll walk you through the steps on how I did this. I do think about that Jurassic Park meme on this, which is, should we actually do this? Maybe not. But we're going to, because it is a thing now. And we've already done, check out part 1 if you didn't already, to see how you can actually make music now with AI, which will be quickly even outdated because there'll be better and better models. But we've just hit the place where, like, it's pretty good. So we're going to do this. Sorry. So step 1 is to get inspired. This is, the case on anything creative, really, unless you're some sort of creative genius and you don't need inspiration. But the first thing that I did is I went to YouTube and I went and just looked at all the different videos there were and all the images and just kind of saw the patterns. And of course, there's sort of the lo-fi girl thing, which is the standard. And I'm assuming there's a pretty good amount of training data in there for this. So what I'm going to do is boot up Midjourney. And you can use Internet Explorer from Windows 95 if you want. In booting up Midjourney, you'd think that you'd use a website, but you don't. You actually use Discord, which is incredibly annoying. They are actually creating a website here. You can actually see up here in the top, it says Imagine Coming Soon. It's only for some people that have it right now. But right now, we're still in Discord, which means basically doing this /imagine. You can actually put it into your own Discord channel as well if you want, which is what I do. But just go ahead and you use this feature called /imagine. It's a little cumbersome at first, but you get used to it very fast. And I just started right here with this, which is Teenage Girl Headphones 90s Lo-Fi Retro. Let's see what we get. And it's actually pretty good. It's not what we want, but it's showing us that there's some good training data in here. At least that's what I think. But it's good, but it is not good enough. And so we're going to keep going. I think a lot of people just kind of stop at the first generation, and you really got to keep going. So the first thing that we're going to do is I took the one that I thought was the best, and I just created some variations of it just to see what I was going to get. I also tried image weighting, so you can see here, I put the original sort of lo-fi girl one, and then I used 2 and 3, which is 200%, and then I did 300. You can really see how this affects the layout here. Like if you look at this one compared to this one, it's pretty good. It's missing the cat and stuff, but image weighting can make such a huge difference on this. So I did try that for a bit, and I started adding more prompts. I wanted an orange hoodie, and you can see that changed right here. We added an orange cat in the window, so you can see on all of these, there's now an orange cat. In this one, right here, we got this cat in the computer, which is close to the window. This one looks like some sort of cyborg over there, and this one is very small and cute. And I said CRT monitor. I was trying to make it a little bit more retro. We did get kind of them in these two here. And this one we got a laptop, so listen, it is not always obedient. I also added some things after that, trying to give it a little bit more character. I put it in potted plants, and I made it in Japan, so a little bit more of an interesting background there. And then I changed an orange cat next to her, so you can see now it's not in the window, but it's around here. This did not always work. This one, I don't know, there's like some weird thing where it gets so tiny. This one is actually my favorite of this series. It's very cute. It still wasn't right where I was, so I was like, let me just try something completely different. And I went in a whole other direction, which was like a Studio Ghibli with an explanation of sort of where we're at. And I mean, this is interesting, but it is not what I'm going for at all. So I changed that to give me the right aspect ratio. I said denim overalls. I added lo-fi, which made a big difference. So I used that aspect ratio. So now if you can see here, like it comes out by default square, but thumbnails are a different aspect ratio. So now, like, this was getting closer. I was feeling pretty good about it. So this is where I added a tabby cat, just to make sure I got, these are all kind of tabby, but I wanted to make sure. And then I tried to go for a striped shirt. And that actually made variations pretty interesting here. But this tabby cat, it seemed to want it to be a big cat. So I removed tabby out. I said orange playful cat. I did blue striped shirt. And we have something in this top left that is interesting. So zooming into that, there's something promising, which is, I mean, it's kind of random. When I look at these other ones, that one in the top left is so much better. And even look at this last version here. This top left is so much better than any of those. Sometimes it feels like a crapshoot, you just got to keep going. I like this pretty well, but listen, there's some detail issues. There's this weird mouse portrait here, which is kind of funny. There's this random red thing, like some sort of weird dangling thing off her headphones, and I don't like the way I don't know, that doesn't look right to me. So to me, at this point, I'm like, okay, this is good enough for this one. Let's see if we can fix it. So on this one, we use the Vary region feature, and there's you'll see a little button for that, and you click that, and going through, and I was able to fix most of these actually pretty easily, except for the hands. The hands are still so hard in AI. And you can see I threw some of them here. This is maybe only 20%. But these are all just not right. Look at how so if this one, you can see it's wrong in the structure. Anyway, you can see how bad all of these hands are. It took quite a bit to get to one that I liked. So this was the draft. So this was the very first one that we did. And then when I cleaned it up, you can see, I'm just going to go back and forth right here. So look at this top art right here. You can go see it goes from the mouse to something that is more nondescript and not going to take attention. Went from this blue striped shirt to a nicer striped shirt with more clearly defined overalls here. And then you can also see this cleaned up, all this microphone. When I go back and forth, that's all cleaned up. And the hand goes from this weird nubby thing to what it actually looks like, an actual hand. I'm still not completely happy with that hand, but this is good enough to see how this is actually going to work as a YouTube channel. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.